Greetings, everyone. This is Sacred Sister Soul Talks, Aziza Sacred Wellspring. I am just coming in to do a care check on everyone. It's the middle of the week. It's WhatsApp Wednesday. I just thought I would just come and say a quick hello. I wanted to do a presentation on 3D consciousness. Hi. How was meditation? So today, a friend and I were talking about 5D consciousness, and it seems that that's the new talking point for most people. And I thought it would be nice to share a little information on understanding what 5D consciousness is. But in order to get to 5D consciousness, we gotta take a quick peek at 3D consciousness. The D stands for dimensions, and just as the universe goes through, has different dimensions, so do we here on Earth. People talk about coming out of 3D. That's awesome. People talk about coming out of 3D consciousness. Exactly what does that mean? 3D consciousness basically is a physical state. In 3D consciousness, it's all about the individual. You separate yourself from others, the way you look, the job you have, the car you drive, and the people you surround yourself with. It's all about you. It's all about the things that at that time that you think make you happy. It's what we've been programmed to accept and believe. We perceive things of good and bad, which are judgments, right? Life is a competition. There's fulfillment in making money and social status. So a lot of people are still thinking on that level. The events of the last year has caused a lot of people to start thinking, is this what it's really all about? I mean, look at the air we breathe. We kind of took that for granted. Now we are forced to wear masks, and we kind of cherish every little breath we get. So it made people started thinking about life in a different form. Then we talked about the shifting that came in with Sagittarius, Saturn, and Jupiter, which shifted everybody's way of thinking. And it wasn't so much what Saturn and Jupiter did, but it was a collective consciousness, a sigh of relief of this is not how we are meant to be. So things happen collectively, and it transfers to us individually. So collectively we said, no, this is not what we are made to be. We started thinking in terms of freedom to be. Is this what life is all about? And some people are still stuck in 3D, still wanting the Jordans and all these things that validate their life. I remember when people got that first stimulus check, people went out and bought shoes and bags and clothes, and nobody really gave thought of what the next day meant. So that is when you're still stuck in your 3D state of thinking. But then there's also 4D. To get to 5D, there has to be a 4D. Okay? The 4D, or the fourth dimension, is a midway between the 3D and the 5D. You kind of flip-flop between 3D and 5D. It's a jump in consciousness, but you're still dancing with all those things that you're kind of leaving behind. You now become aware of life means more than just having all of the material things. You kind of start thinking of who is God, what is God, why am I here? You start thinking on that level. So it's a jump in consciousness. Life becomes much more difficult because you're leaving all those things that caught your attention behind. You start looking at the good and bad, but still experience compassion and understanding for others and where they are in their development. Then there's a change in your diet. A lot of us are still going through that at this stage. Then there's meditation. There's talk of leading a healthy lifestyle. I know that's where I am in my development. For example, chicken made me sick to my stomach. So I stopped using chicken. I'm now more vegetable-based diet. So, and I feel happy about it. My body feels better for it. So your diet kind of changes. You start thinking in terms of healthy. You start doing more walks. You start thinking, my life has more meaning. There's more out there for me. How do I get to that? You start learning more about your history. You start learning more about your spirituality and what that means, what connects you. Spirituality is really a way of life. It's not a fad, it's a way of life. What connects me with the universe? What connects me with God? What is God? Who is God? Am I God? You pay attention to how your actions affect others. You become a little, as I said, more compassionate, and you show more empathy. You perceive the world through your six senses. It's no longer the five main senses. You start thinking intuition. Should I go here? That still small voice tells you stop, think. Oh, you pay attention to it. You start getting a sense of, I maybe don't need to be around this specific person, or I don't need to go here or there. You start thinking in terms of your spiritual well-being, your well-being in how you bring people into your life and what situations you put yourself into. Your intuition begins to grow, and you look for a deeper meaning of life and finding your purpose. So that's 4D, if you want to give it a label. You're still thinking in terms of three-dimension consciousness, but it becomes more of one of compassion. But then we talk of 5D. We say Earth is going from a 3D state into 5D. Earth has earned it. Earth level of 5D is different than our human way and how we perceive 5D. Earth's 5D is magnetism. We benefit from that magnetism, but Earth's magnetism is more intense because the mantle of the core of the Earth is magnet. So it's more intense when there's a pull of the celestial, the sentient beings that connect with Earth. So Earth is propelling towards a 5D state of consciousness, which is higher vibration, higher energy. We are benefiting microcosmically from that energy. So we are going towards 5D, but most of us are not there yet. We are on our way there, but we are not there yet. So 5D's consciousness is one of the highest states of consciousness available to humanity. 5D consciousness is also referred to as that Christ consciousness. It's discovering the kingdom of heaven, the mind, the Buddha, or the heart by Krishna. In 5D, you are at the highest state of consciousness, creating a reality and being aware of this state of mind 24 hours a day. We are moving towards 5D consciousness, but we are not there yet. At least, like I said, some of us are not. The best, we are moving out of 3D consciousness, and for some in 4D consciousness. You can't be 5D consciousness and still function with the mentality of a 3D awareness. If you're talking about 5D and still having that mindset of let me get mine, forget you, I'm all about me, then you are in a state of delusion, simply put. You can't be talking Christ consciousness and then it's all about you, or trying to use people to get to the next level by putting pretty words and coming on and talking all the right things that people want to hear. People have been led astray for too long, and I'm telling you, the divine will not allow people to be used, or when you say you are with the divine, to use people. Okay? You can't be 5D consciousness and still function with that mentality. So again, if you are talking about 5D and still having the mindset of let me get mine, forget you, I'm all about me, then you are in a state of delusion. In 5D consciousness, you are heightened almost as though you have used psychedelics. And if you don't know what psychedelics is, it's ayahuasca. Some people, I know there's a guy on YouTube. He's been talking about he can read this and read people and all this stuff, but he can only do that when he's high. To me, if you have to do all of that when you're high, that's not authentic. When I give readings for people, I'm never high. It comes from the Akasha. It comes straight from the Akasha. Everything that has happened on earth is in the Akasha. Everyone can access the Akasha. If you don't know how to, you can access it in meditation. The Akasha is found behind your ear. Okay? You can access it. Everyone can. Some people can access it a little bit quicker than others. So, at best, we are moving out of 3D consciousness. In 5D consciousness, you are heightened almost as though you are on psychedelics. Yet, all of us, it's a natural experience. It's a total merging of the soul and the divine intelligence of the universe. Total merging. Total merging. I always tell you guys, when you want to talk to the divine, your relationship with her is going to be different than my relationship with her. Just sit and talk with her. She will show up every time. Every time. Let me just tell you about one of my personal experiences of 5D consciousness. In one of my meditations, I was taken past this world, past all the ships that were there, and I was seeing all these planets, and I just wanted to keep going. It was so beautiful. I felt a tug, and when I felt that tug, I looked down and I saw a golden string attached to my navel coming out of the pyramid. And I looked back, and every single thing on earth was shining gold. Every single thing. From the pebble, everything was connected. So I just wanted to keep going. I just wanted to keep that experience going because it was so surreal. I did not want to come back. But the mother said it is not time. So I opened my eyes and I just started crying because the tears were flowing. I wasn't crying boo-hoo, but the tears were flowing because then I came back into this present consciousness and I was like, I really don't want to be here. Because there's so much more for us to see and to witness than just what we presently are told exists. All is illusion, right? So, to be in a state of 5D consciousness, you are actually returning to your soul's natural state. So to be in a state of 5D consciousness, you are returning to your soul's natural state. It is the most pure state, the state of the real you. To truly experience that state, you have to be willing to leave the things of this world behind. And I know for some people that's really difficult. You'll be forced to leave them behind, and the way things are going, it looks like that is going to be very possible. You're going to have to leave those things of the world behind. You have to be willing to heal those fractal parts of yourself in order to make room and space for this consciousness. It is a difficult process. It is not fun. But hey, sister girl, but you have to be willing to heal those fractal parts. That's the only way that consciousness will come in. It will not come in if we're still in that filth. It forces you to look at your soul. Not yourself, but your soul. That's what 5D consciousness do. That's what Christ consciousness does. It forces you to look at yourself like you've never looked at yourself. It's like getting naked. Get naked with yourself. Look in the mirror. Do your work. Do your work so that you can prepare the soul to receive this energy. Because it's like putting, the Bible speaks of putting new wine in old skins. I hope I got it correctly. You can't put new wine in old skins because it'll break it. That's the same thing with this consciousness. You can't put Christ consciousness with all that we have accumulated over centuries and not heal that part of us that is necessary to help us to evolve. It's not an overnight process, but it takes work. It takes work. Call on the divine. She will show up every time. The mother will show up every time. That's not to exclude the father, but to embrace the mother and ask the mother to step in, and she will send anything you need to get you to heal. Because besides Christ consciousness, we're also in ascension, ascending out of 3D, ascending out of the physical into the spiritual. Okay, so we have to make room. There is no more searching for anything to fulfill you and your ego. When you are fully in with the mother, you just have to speak it and it show up. Word. Almost exactly, Aura. Almost instantly. We bear witness. I bear witness to that. But it has to be authentic. Has to be genuine. Because the mother's not, she already knows. She's not just going to give you something because, oh, well, I'll be asked for it. No, it has to be genuinely. The power of intention. It has to be genuine. Okay? And come from that place. Not the ego, but come from the heart. Your heart must be as light as a feather, as the Egyptians so aptly put. It must be as light as a feather. Okay. It opens you up to your most enlightened state to free you from worry, fear, attachment to this world. How do you know you're going towards a 5D consciousness? How do you know you are ascending? As we move into that, we talked about the diet. Your diet changes. The people you surround yourself changes. You tend not to want to have negativity in your life. I surely don't allow negative energies to come into my space, or I go into its space. Anytime I'm feeling a negative situation, and again, intuitively, I say, you know what? I exclude myself. And as I said to a friend the other day, I've worked hard to get to this good place in life. I am not about to let anyone come in and take that. It only takes that one person with all that negativity to bring you down. Only takes that one moment. And to be consciously aware, you must be consciously aware 24/7. Because when that energy knows that it has lost you to the good side, if you want to call it that, then it's going to do everything. It will send all these negative situations to pull you back. Because that's a soul that is lost. That's one soul that it has lost to the good side. So it will do everything in its power to get you back there. And that's why I said a community such as this that we have on Instagram, we live our lives, but we connect through WhatsApp Wednesday and Divine Time on Saturdays, just to touch base, just to share love, ask questions, get answers. Okay? Build a community of people of like minds that can help keep you on the straight and narrow, because it's so easy. We're still in this world that is about materialism, but that is changing. Our diets change. The way we, the content and the connect we have with the divine changes. It changes. Let me tell you. But for me, let me just share with you how I go to the divine. Intuitively, yes, I'm connected to her because she's impacted me, and I'll share with you sometime how that looked. I go with her, and in the room where I always meet her, she's always sitting, always warm energy, pleasant. I go to her, and I don't always ask for anything. I just go just to be in her presence. I sit with her, and I lean on her shoulder just to be there with her, just to feel her energy. She embraces me. She never talks. She doesn't have to. She doesn't verbally talk, but I hear everything she's saying to me. And when I had a rough day, she said, "Mama, I just need to be with you." And as a mother, she is there. I put my head on her shoulder, or I put my head on her knee, and I stay with her for a few minutes just to regroup, just to rebalance myself. That's my intimate connection with her in one instance. During the day, at every given moment, I'm giving thanks and praise and gratitude. Thank you, Mom, for the birds, the flowers, the bees, the trees, the air we breathe. Thank you. Showing gratitude to the universe goes a long way. It connects you spiritually with your astral family, with your cosmic family. More blessings and bountiful blessings flow in when you connect and you're showing gratitude. You'll be surprised what shows up in your life. You'll be surprised just to show gratitude. And not only are you connecting with the divine, you are connecting with other dimensions as well. I've been sharing video and pictures of fairies. I mean, they were just flying around. I haven't seen them in the last couple of days, but I suspect I'll see them soon. Just flying around, playing with the children, flying into the camera, almost like a selfie, because I've started to heal. Not fully healed, we're not fully healed, but I've been doing my work, and I've been helping others do their work. And I give freely without expectation, because I know what's coming to me is greater than anything I can have physically. I know I'm being prepared for the next level. It becomes greater than you when you are going from 4D consciousness into 5D consciousness. It's never about you. It's about humanity in the whole. Just today, I'm in Goodwill, and my favorite place, right? And I was talking to a guy who was telling me he's thinking about getting the COVID shot. And we got really animated, and I got animated with him. And after that conversation, 2 people came up to me, and they were like, "Man, we really got to connect and be as one." I thought I was the only one. There are more people out there connecting, but we've been told to, if you're black, stay back. If you're white, you're right. So people kind of separate themselves. But what the energy, the consciousness on the planet is doing is connecting us. Because we are greater in numbers. We're greater together. It's about sharing. I'm not saying share where you give away all that you have. But if somebody is in need, you don't have to let them know it came from you. Just give it. That's 5D consciousness. That's Christ consciousness. That's Christ consciousness. And all that you're getting, get knowledge, right? And any man, I think it's Frederick Douglass, said that knowledge, if you have knowledge, then you can't be a slave. Knowledge is freeing. Knowledge is very freeing. So I just wanted to come and share with you guys the states, the dimensions, the 3 dimensions, 3 dimensions, from 3D to 5D consciousness. And all you're getting, get yours, yes, but don't get it to the point where it becomes your main focus. Share the love that you're getting. Let everything you do be of love. Let it come from a healthy place, not a place of, I got mine and I'm not going to charge you XYZ. I can charge for the readings I do. I don't. I said, people, if you want to give a donation, you can. However you want to give, it's up to you. If you give nothing, it's still great. I'm still going to give you the reading. That doesn't change me giving you the Akashic reading. Because I'm coming from a place of my heart. I want to see you free spiritually. Spiritually first. Then if there's anything else that you want to buy, sure, go ahead and buy it. Because after all, there's labor that went into it, and there's labor of love. But I don't really put price on anything. And when you're coming from a place of Christ consciousness, you can't put a price on that. You can't put a price on that. Let everything you do be first happen twice, on the inside and then on the outside. Let it be from a place of love. How am I serving the greater good and not myself? If it becomes, that's a question you ask yourself, it becomes about you, then stop and rethink your position. It should never be about you, but the greater good. When it's about you, that's what got us in the position we're in now. That's what got the world in the position it's in now. Okay? It became about the individual and not about earth, not about the collective. So, on that note, you can rewatch this video. I'll be here on Saturday with Divine Time, and we're going to whip it up again. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you find some truth in what I just shared. And tell your friends about us. It's Sacred Sister Soul Talks TV here on Instagram. I'm on YouTube. I am on Rumble, Gab, Facebook for now. I'm also on Telegram, Sacred Sister Soul Talks TV. Okay? So on that note, my loves, check back and talk to you guys on Saturday at 5, where we'll have another wonderful discussion of Divine Time. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye.